by the Comic Viking on different social media platforms. I currently work at the Comic Bug here in Los Angeles. There's 2 locations, one in Culver and one in Manhattan Beach. I've been working there for going on almost 4 years now, I believe. I moved to Los Angeles and had about a year of working at Target, and then I was blessed by getting this job at the Comic Bug, and I've loved it ever since. I've been a huge comic book fan all of my life. Ever since I was a little kid, I remember I grew up actually in Virginia. I'm originally from Virginia. So I moved out to California about 4 years ago, and I've loved it. I love living out here. It's fantastic. So many cool opportunities. Growing up in Virginia, did not have a lot of access to comic book stores and as much media as we have out here. So it's been really cool to catch up on all those things, but also just sort of indulging my love for these stories that I've had since I was a little kid. It's been awesome.
I'm from Oklahoma, so I lived in like North Carolina, Oklahoma, and
Nice.
Texas before going to LA. LA blew my mind. Like people don't understand if they've never been in
It's
like
a little different. Yep.
just a little.
Everybody, the thing is always like, was the culture shock crazy? Did you and I was like, really, it wasn't. People are people, and people are really kind and nice. And a lot of the negative stereotypes I think that I knew about LA were just not true. And maybe they are true in different circles within LA, but the people that I've known, the great friends that I've made, the people in the comic book community out here have all been super kind and super sweet and supportive. I'm also an actor, voice actor. I do a lot of Shakespeare as well. The artistic community, working with people, working with writers and friends of mine that do those things, it has become so supportive and so uplifting to gather with other creatives and try to build something. It just wasn't as much of that in Virginia. There was always art and there was always people that were creating stuff, but it just feels like the energy is so much more vibrant here.
Yeah, I can also attest to that. And having that, I don't know if you're from a small town, but that small town
Mm.
creative culture is very
Yeah.
big and important and beautiful.
Yes.
But it's so nice to just finally be surrounded by it.
Well, and yeah, it's surrounded by it. And, when you're in that culture too, there can be some drama because it is so small and so tight knit. So coming out here, this still exists, but I think that the overall atmosphere of, hey, you've got a great idea. Let me piggyback off of that. Let me help with that. I have this tool and this contact. Let's all get together and work on a project together has been really fun. And why I've enjoyed doing some of the social media stuff that I did, because I didn't really, I did a little bit of that in Virginia, but it's taken sort of a new life out here, which has been really fun.
Your social media is really fun. You do a really good job on it. It's super entertaining.
Thank you. I will attest that a lot of that is due to my wife and her creativity and just her being like, this would be a funny video idea. Go do that. I'm like, absolutely. Going to go do that right now.
That makes it even better because one, you're listening to her. So very smart, very smart.
Yes.
And two, I love that she's helping you with that. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. It's been really great. I met my wife back in college, and we actually met doing community theater there. Just a cool love story. There's some serendipitous moments to it, but she is a studio artist and has done a lot of. She's actually had a few gallery showings in LA since she's been here. She works on a lot of different mediums. She's done blacksmithing. She does leather work. She's very creative. And when we got married, as an actor and her as an artist, it was like, look, honey, we're either going to be really rich or really poor. There's like no middle ground here for us. So we're just going to have to buckle down and do what we can do. But it's been an amazing journey. So
rich
I'll
in
shout out
love,
to
rich
her.
in teamwork.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And blessed, very blessed with our family support, as well as many of our friends who have become family and a found family that we've built out here as well. So just a huge network of support and a great community that we've found.
She sounds so cool, though. I don't know why I'm not following her. You should be pushing her a little
I
bit more on
I
social media.
I know what, you're right, and I do every time somebody's like, "Hey, who made your awesome shirt?" I'm like, "My wife. Here's her social media stuff."
No, that's awesome. Yeah, and so y'all moved to LA together. So
We
you
have our
got to do the struggling LA in the beginning.
we're-
That's hard, the
we
hard transition.
Yeah, we've moved about 4 times in the last 4 years, in the last 3 years. So it's been, we finally have a lovely house that we're renting from some friends that my wife works with. She actually works for a school. She's doing that as her full time while I'm getting to play with comics.
Mm.
She has a very emotionally draining job, and then I bring her comic books home. We have a 10-year-old little girl named Gwendolyn, named, of course, after Gwen Stacy, just because that's how it goes when you're a nerd. And so she's also been having a super good time out here. She's been able to do like dance. She's done plays. She's done. She was in a rock band recently. Did a full show on stage at Whiskey a Go Go for her after school rock band class. So just like I said, we've been thriving in the artistic community here in LA.
I think were you did you do a YouTube series or something like that?
Yes, we do a podcast called the Hero Panel Podcast. Me and
Okay.
my friend, other coworker Eli, we do that at the Bug, and record there and everything. So we're on our second year of doing that, and it's had really good responses, really good reviews from people. So it's very just us getting. He works very heavily in the movie and film industry. I'm doing the stage and theater stuff, and just both of us love comics and love movies and art. We do a lot of just review of what we've seen, what we're coming up. We talk a lot about our comic book polls, sort of showcasing up and coming indie artists as well. We're trying to do more interviews with local creatives and local people, um, expanding that, having that positive outlook on comics. There's a lot of people out there that their big platform is heavy critique and heavy negativity in this world of art, and it's just can get a little overwhelming. So we try to counterbalance with a little bit of positive.
That's really nice. I something I used to say to people is I like the movie. Like just don't even ask. Like I like the movie. Like there's
Yeah,
something redeeming about it. Like I don't, we
sure.
don't all have to be highbrow critics.
Yeah,
There is that.
yeah,
There's room for that too. That's important. It
ab-
raises the bar. It provides its own
absolutely.
commentary, but like can we just also appreciate how much work goes into it?
Correct. And I mean, these people put their time and effort into it, whether it was critically good, critically bad. A lot of times I find more fun in a movie than I find bad. And if I do nitpick, it's only because I genuinely love that thing. So I have my expectations for it. But even then, there's only a few movies that I would consider just flat bad movies. Everything else I give a lot of grace to.
Bleep them out, but tell me one. I promise I'll
Oh,
bleep it.
well, no, you don't have to bleep it. It's very well known. I don't like Fan Four Stick. Doctor Doom is is my favorite comic book character, and so just that version of him made me so upset that I watched it once and never again.
Wow. What would make you watch it again?
Money.
Okay, fair, fair. I mean, I think I'd pay for your commentary. I might
Uh,
just pay for your
oh yeah,
commentary. When y'all
there you
get big
go.
enough, you're gonna have to start a Patreon and like do
I
like a hate
I will have
watch.
to. Yeah, I'll do a hate watch of it and just critique every I know the Cinema Sins did it, but I don't think they were harsh enough.
I went to at C2E2, they had a panel where it was like go and defend the bad movie you love.
Oh,
And
nice.
it was so fun. And I was like, this is my
Well, that is
dream
fun.
panel because I love a bad movie.
No, we love bad movies here at this house. We our roommate and basically our family, Katie, who lives with us. She loves trashy movies, so we do trashy movie Tuesdays.
Oh,
We've done trashy movie awards here based off of the all the bad movies we watched. It's a lot of fun, but that sounds like a great opportunity to just get in there and see some. Do you know what made me upset though the other day that I
what?
found out? One of my favorite movies has a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was not aware of this, but it makes me so upset that A Knight's Tale is
Nuh-uh.
considered a rotten movie. Yep.
That's
That's
bogus.
bogus. That is
Are
bogus.
you kidding me? That's
A Knight's Tale.
wild.
Yep.
They just didn't see the
Anyway,
vision. That is such a freaking good movie. It's one of my favorites. I tried to do my hair like Jocelyn at my prom. I was like, "Can you
yes.
make my hair look like that?" Like that was the
Oh, it was
best
so
movie.
cool. It was so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a beloved film in our friend circle. You've got Jeffrey Chaucer. You have Alan Tudyk. You have freaking Heath Ledger. What is there? You had Robert Baratheon. Come on, what else do you want?
Yeah. No, literally, and I
A
mean just like the
badass
best line.
Scottish blacksmith woman. Come on.
Yes, too. For me, my favorite line is "Can a man change his stars?" And so that whole conversation, every single time, I'm just like tears, like so good.
I think
Um,
we're doing actually a Knight's Tale themed birthday party for my friend this year.
My bad movie is actually really not a good movie, and I know it's not. I would have defended it at the C2E2 panel, but the people were way funnier than me, so I was like, I'm not gonna do it. Um, but my bad movie is Dinner for Schmucks. I
Oh,
can't.
nice.
I don't know why, 'cause it's honestly, it's one of those things where it's, like, not quite bad enough to be bad, but definitely not good enough to be good, but for me, I went to the movie theater to see it 3 times. I loved it immediately. I was like, I
Nice.
guess I'm an idiot. I love I
No,
love
here's
this
the thing though.
movie.
Comedies are so subjective because what we find funny is so unique to what to us and our life experiences that like I will never look at somebody and be like that comedy movie you like. I mean, unless it's obviously offensive and like a bad movie. Most
Yes.
comedies are very very subjective and definitely definitely fun. That one's a very fun movie.
Yeah. I forced it on many people. I don't know, it's also kinda heartwarming too, so for me, it's like,
Mhm.
back to the purpose of your podcast, which is positivity and finding good things. That's what this whole entire movie is about. It's about being okay with being kind of like a freaky little guy, and, like, it's cool, you
Absolutely.
know? Like, let's
Yeah.
celebrate that.
Let's do it. I mean, that's where real creativity comes from is not being afraid of being yourself and not being afraid of being weird and making a mistake. If we don't make mistakes, we end up just nothing. We do it, if you do it right, quote unquote, the first time, what have you learned? What have you grown? You've stayed stagnant.
Speaking of mistakes, you recently posted about comic book shop etiquette.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was actually on my list of questions. Your video about when to approach somebody, because I was like, I'm
Mhm.
going to ask Caleb about this.
Yeah.
Like, what's the etiquette of approaching someone in a comic book shop? And as an employee, when you're watching, you see those interactions
Yes.
sometimes. Do you get the
All the
secondhand
time.
embarrassment and you're like, no?
Just don't. There's definitely been instances where someone is there even with a friend or a partner and they're having a conversation and they're talking about something and a stranger will butt in with their unwanted and unasked for opinion about something. And it really does depend on the spirit behind it. If somebody is, hey, I overheard you talking about Transformers or something, I really want to tell you, like, you're gonna like this book. If you haven't read it yet, check it out. That's fine. That is totally fine. I see that a lot, and that actually, makes me happy. I'm like, you're passionate about these books, you're passionate about these stories. You want somebody else to feel encouraged to get involved in these stories as well. It's the um you know, oh, that book sucks. Don't, oh God, don't read that. That's, oh God, what are you even doing here? It's that immediate negativity of, and back to what you were saying about just bad movies and loving the positive because art is so subjective. And I have made videos about this because art is so subjective and so personal. Anytime I hear a creator or a content creator or somebody in the store, anybody immediately say something is bad without any context, without any, explanation, you lose a little bit of credibility to me because I go, you cannot just say something is bad. You can say, yeah, it really wasn't my cup of tea. The storyline didn't really do anything for me. The art's not my style. That's completely fine. But when you put something from a category of this is someone's work, this is someone's art, and I am discrediting the whole thing, and I want you to also feel that way. Why? It does nothing. It doesn't make you look
Yeah.
smarter than me.
That's why I had that rage recently about something I read that I did not like.
Yes. Yeah,
And I didn't say it publicly. You asked, so I told
I
you.
did. I
I
did.
hesitated, but I told you.
And you know what? What did you do? You provided me with your reasoning and your critique of those things, and that is valid. Having negative opinions about art is not a problem. It's having a blanket statement that this is bad with no context. It's just bad, and you shouldn't like it. And you're imposing that on someone else, which you clearly did not do in that situation. You kept that to yourself, and you responded when asked. But there
But I
is this
still
idea.
wanted to say it. I was just like,
Oh
I just
yeah,
need to
I
put
know.
it out there.
I know
I'm
you.
pissed. This was not good.
No. And again, like I said, I will say Fan Four Stick is not good from the reason that I say it was a very poor characterization of someone that I love very deeply, a character that I care for very deeply. And so
Mhm.
when you take something like that and it feels personal, but you still have to say at the end of the day, though, if you watch Fan Four Stick and it did something for you and you liked it, good for you. I really appreciate that you enjoyed that and you were able to draw some entertainment out of it. Can't
That's
you
fair.
can't change everybody's mind.
I know. And you're not trying to. Well, you might be right now.
Well, there's a couple of stories that I do try. And I think it's fun too. And you go, because so many people are used to just having that blanket statement of, well, it's bad. And if you really, somebody is like, well, why do you think it's bad? I would love to explain it to you. I have my reasonings. I've thought through this. I do have a background in this. I work in this field.
Okay, and you working in that field is also part of why I want to talk to you because I have some ideas for comic book shop and I'm pretty sure my shop would most likely fail. But I want to get your
Ugh,
opinion on some of these
okay.
things. So I'm going to throw them at you, okay?
Hit me.
Okay, in my comic book shop, I don't order covers that I personally think are ugly. Is my business going to fail?
That you personally are ugly
Mhm.
and you don't order covers that you think are ugly, order everything. Because what we just talked about, art is subjective. That the cover that you think is dog garbage ugly, somebody else is going to think is the best thing that they've ever seen in their life.
They're putting it on their wall. They love it.
You're going to miss out on sales because you thought it wasn't good.
Okay. What if I make my comic book shop a co-op and I get accused of pushing communist agenda?
In 2026 America, sorry, as I say with the Captain America shield above my head, like, yeah, no, I think that there are ways of maintaining and running a business, but and being conscientious of new customers and not feeling like a club or a isolated group.
So in my shop, let's say I put a lot of seating next to the register, so my employees are constantly getting pulled into conversations.
Mm-mm. No, I love talking to customers. I think that talking to customers is such a fun aspect of this job, getting to share the joy of it's different than working in any other retail that I've ever worked in. When somebody walks into a comic book store, 9 times out of 10, you automatically share something with that person. You automatically have a connection. I like these stories. I like this art form. However, neglecting, keeping the shop running, keeping the shop organized, taking care of other customers, making sure that everybody feels comfortable and safe within your shop and you're just focusing in on sitting down and having a conversation with your buddy, it excludes people and it does not make the shop feel safe or run well.
Okay, so in my comic book shop, I've cultivated a culture where all my employees flex their trivia so they sound smarter than everyone else.
No, that's just toxic. Knowing a lot about comics is great, and being able to answer someone's questions right off the bat or give someone, and this is my personal favorite thing to do in a comic book store. I love when somebody says, "Hey, I just finished reading this series. Do you have any recommendations of something sort of like this or another book that's within this genre or vein?" Love that. That is a joy of mine. I'm like, yes, come here. I think you'll really like this, and let's talk about this. But having the knowledge just so that you can feel superior or smarter or earn nerd cred is dumb.
I think that's actually one thing that scares people away from nerd
Absolutely.
culture is they're
Absolutely.
stepping outside of my bad comic book shop for a second. Like just in real talk, that is something that makes it really hard and it creates a barrier of entry that doesn't need to be there.
And as a little preview, I am working on comic book etiquette number 2, the comic book shop side of it. So we're gonna get a little spicy. We're gonna call out some bad comic book employee behaviors.
Dang, did you notice that's what I was doing? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I had no idea.
Didn't notice at all, huh?
Didn't know.
Um,
I would swoop my hair, but
you can swoop you can swoop your beard.
contemplate.
So, complaining that something was better before it got popular.
Oh, the hipster comic book nerd.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. Even if you hate the run, remember, as a comic book store employee, you're there to encourage people to read these books, but you are not there to glorify your own knowledge. You're also not there to share your own opinions unless asked. You are there to sell books and keep the store running and keep this hobby alive for everybody. And if you can't separate your personal feelings about a story, I think that's just bad business practice for you as an employee. We kind of forget sometimes that like comic book store employees are still employees in a business. And I really will shout out the comic bug and June, the owner. He made sure we know, when I got hired, it's like, you're not going to be sitting around reading comic books all day. There's stuff to do. There's a way that this store, we expect it to run. And there's a level of professionalism that we have here. And I love that. And I think it elevates the store to some place that feels comfortable for anyone to walk into, approach a staff member or another patron and find some common ground and get invested in the store.
I love that answer. I really, really love that answer. And you kind of touch on the business side of it, but even the human side and the community side of it. because what you do is like you are cultivating community. You're encouraging literacy at a time where literacy is not great in the US. I also think comics help people learn empathy, and because the artists, like what the artists are able to create on a page, and people can learn about themselves and they learn resilience. Like it's so much more than reading books. I love traditional reading, but for me,
Same.
there's just something so unique and beautiful about the immersive experience of getting to have your imagination and this imagination of someone else and then this whole creative team. I don't know.
Comic books are one of the most unique dual art forms that I think humanity's ever come up with. And it harkens back to some of the first storytelling was done with paint on a cave. These are stories that are told through art. These are stories without words or, and then words are integrated into hieroglyphics and stories and pictures have coexisted throughout this time. And now with comics, we get this incredible dual medium. When it's done right, it can be some of the most breathtaking art that you've ever seen, combined with some of the most beautiful words put to page. And they can really have a profound impact on your life. And like you said, these are our modern myths. These are our modern morality tales. These teach us good versus evil and right versus wrong and the shades of gray between those and how difficult this world is to navigate. And what they've done is they have always pushed for social change. From the beginning, these books existed to push the narrative that humanity can be better, that we as people can unite and be stronger together, and that we can push out hate groups and people that want to divide and oppress and suppress us. That's what they have been from the beginning. And so anybody that has looked at me, and I'm sure you've gotten this in your comments, anybody that's in the comic book influencer or just commentary field has gotten this. I wish you'd keep your politics and things out of comic books. And then when it gets too political, it just sucks. It's like, that's sorry, you have to go all the way back to Superman and get rid of that because that's what
Yeah,
it
like what
started as.
literally
What do you
that's the history
mean?
of comics,
Correct.
like very beginning.
Yep. So there is that beautiful. And I will ask you a question because I'm curious. What was, if you can remember or what was the first comic that you remember reading that changed your perspective from, oh, these are fun stories, these are fun super, to, oh, that struck me. That was something I would consider that literature. I would consider that art versus just a comic book.
That is such a good question, and I don't have a great answer, but I will say, oh, is it in here? Sorry, I'm like looking for it.
Oh,
Okay.
you're good. I love that you keep it nearby.
Well, I have everything's nearby all the time. Like this is
Okay.
chaos, ADHD
Hell
brain,
yeah.
ADHD brain. I know you know Alan Moore. But Alan Moore is just incredibly talented, sort of like Sam Keith. Like I've talked to you a little. I think I talked to you about Sam Keith. I think that as far as like the caliber of like the depth of their writing and everything, like I think they're right there with each other.
Totally. I think the one that did it for me, that pushed me from, oh man, isn't Spider-Man awesome, to like, oh my God, like I just thought about humanity's place in the universe and like my own mortality and our the way that our lives are webbed out and touch everyone else's life. It was actually a Silver Surfer comic, and it's called Silver
Really?
Surfer Requiem. Yes, it's called Silver
Okay.
Surfer Requiem, and it's by J. Michael Straczynski, and the art is by Ribic, and it is some of the most gorgeous art. Watercolor painting. Every cover looks like it could be hung in a museum. The whole plot of it is that the Silver Surfer is slowly dying. The mechanism that keeps him alive in space and like gives him all the energy and the life force that he has is breaking down. It's his last few days left where he gives back to the people that he knows. He helps people experience things. He gives one last gift to Earth. He goes back home to his home planet. And I mean, I won't spoil anything for you, but it's one of the best lines of that book is that even Galactus comes to his funeral. And from then on, Galactus has a planet where even the devourer of worlds is made to feel at home because he respects.
What the hell?
Oh, it's so good. Like I wept when I read this the first time, and it is a definitive moment in my. I've tried. I want to go collect all the single issues because they're hard to find, but I found the first one the other day, and it made me very happy. I've had it in trade. It was a trade I bought years and years ago because I loved Silver Surfer, and then I really loved that book. So shout out if you guys
Yeah,
want to
yours
read
was a
something that makes you cry.
I definitely do. I'm gonna put that on my list for sure of like things I might end up finding it through through an app instead of through
It
the
is
hard
on
copies.
yeah, it is on Marvel Unlimited or any of the apps that you it's there.
Yeah, I'm on my hunt for the Max right now, so I
You
can't
have
add
been
another.
like plowing through the Max issues, right? They've been
Trying
every time
so
you get
hard.
one, I'm like, oh, nice. She got another one.
Thank you. Your answer, by the way, was so beautiful and eloquent, and mine was so stumbling. The Max was a book that whenever I first started reading it, I was like, I can't recommend this to anybody. Like, I have to finish the series. If you have certain
For
types of
sure.
trauma, it's not for you whatsoever. But the way that it's explored is so comforting to me. I'm like, wow, you're really looking at this in a way that kind of makes you feel less alone. And
Yeah.
it's dark and it's twisted and it's so incredible.
hmm And that is another beautiful thing about comics. And I'll say this, comics and comic books, and especially indie comics, are what I would consider in this time of our planet and of our world. It's one of the last bastions of true creative expression and freedom because it's overlooked as a medium, because the world is run by old people who think of it as the funny papers and they don't see it for what it can be.
Hmm.
However, when anyone's looking to pitch a new show or a movie, where do they go? They find them from comics. You look at any TV show that's been produced in the last 15 years, 75% of them come from a graphic novel or come from an indie comic or come from an IP that already exists because these writers and these artists are given the freedom and the creativity to invent worlds and to create and to tell traumatic stories that are full of depth and do not shy away from the hard truths of life, but also offer some comfort and some hope to move forward. You're able to create art without having to water it down for anybody.
Everything you say is just magical. So I'm gonna have a hard time cutting anything. Luckily, I rambled a little, so I can cut that, and that'll save us some time. The last couple things I would ask you about is on the fun side of my comic book shop. It's still gonna fail, by the way, but it's gonna fail
Right.
for different reasons, not for being a toxic
Spectacular.
cesspool, just
Because
really
it's because you
non-profitable
would give away
decisions.
too much. You'd give away too much product. I know. You'd
I
want
would
to,
definitely do that.
donate everything and you'd be like, "Oh, have you not read this? Here, quick, take it. Read it. It's fine. Take it and read it."
How did you know that? How did you know that? Wait, how did you call that so fast? I would definitely be doing that. I actually sent I did send one of my comics to this woman on Threads because I did you saw my bat I have that well, there was a lot of foot in that picture and I was like, I don't need this. Someone else will love it. And so I sent it to her and she was so nice. She paid for shipping. I was like, you don't have to pay for
Oh,
shipping. Like I
nice.
would have just given it to you.
Heck, oh, that is my big my I call it the lending library because I don't know if you can see, but my shelves are, they're full of books. This is the two bookshelves of the three that I have in my room. And they're anytime somebody comes over to my house, it's like, you want to read that? Absolutely, go take it. Take it. Yeah, read it. Go. And like, how many have I never gotten back over the years? More than I can count, but it's worth it. It's fine.
They have something from you now. Beautiful. So, anyway, my non-profitable comic book shop because I make
Yes.
bad choices. So let's say pro or con, should we put a speakeasy in the basement?
Yes, pro.
And should we
But it's
host
members only. It's members only.
members only,
Yeah. You can even
magic
charge a small
shows,
membership fee.
tabletop games,
Hell yeah. This is
or
actually you're
not charge a
speaking.
membership fee?
I think if you hosted a speakeasy with a bar and a place to play Magic or D&D or something, people would pay and they would be happy to do it to support your business, and then it wouldn't fail and you would have a thriving a business venture in LA.
Pay what you can membership model.
Pay what you can membership. Absolutely. That is actually, it's so funny that you said that because that I think it's also a very close dream of mine to have that sort of, and there is one that I went to in Florida, in Orlando called Gods and Monsters. And they have a speakeasy in the back. It's called Vault 138 or something. And it's very like horror Fallout themed bar in the back. It was the coolest thing. They hosted like events. They had like dancers. They had all this like themed drinks, and it was in the very back of a comic book store through like a big vault door. It was awesome. I've always wanted to do
That
that.
is so cool.
hmm
Okay, we got
So
to work
yes,
on this
good
idea,
idea.
Caleb.
And
And okay,
investors.
next one. Yeah, okay. If you want to invest in this idea, what you're saying is important because you're doing the sales right now, and I'm not
Oh
good at
no,
that.
I'm
So
saying
go ahead.
if you want a cool place to come hang out, have a drink, and read some comics, and show us some nerds, let's talk. Get in my DMs. Get in her DMs. We'll make a business plan.
That's perfect. The second part would be having a film studio attached to the building. so that you could help and support indie comic book creators to turn their works into short form media or TV
And
shows or movies,
pitches.
etc.
Hell yeah.
And
So that way
pitches.
they that is I love that idea. I know actually the Comic Bug has we've opened up our doors for film crews before. So several like shows have been shot there. Several like TV or YouTube shows have been shot there. The Comic Den also, shout out to Joe over at the Comic Den. Um
Yes.
they film a TV show over there, which is awesome. So yeah, have and even if there's not a sound stage or something, have your store available for people to come in and shoot short films or TV projects there. Like, A, it's great exposure for the shop, and B, you are helping out artists create something cool.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess these ideas aren't so bad after all.
They're not bad. They're not bad. They're pretty good. You just got a savvy business mind. You just got to not give away all the product.
I don't know if I can do that. I'll do my best. Pay what you
Hire
can
hire a good
model on
manager.
everything.
Hire a good manager.
Do not let me manage this store.
You can own. Don't manage.
Okay, Caleb, well, that's all that I have. Is there anything else, any final words of wisdom, pieces of advice, something you want to get off your chest?
Um, Man, really, the world is dark out there, and stories are a great escape. And comics are a great escape, and they're a great way of resetting and decompressing your brain in a world that feels constantly in turmoil. But remember, at the end of the day, what these stories do is encourage us to build community, build strong relationships with people, build strong friendships with people, be vulnerable, love hard, enjoy the good. Remember today is good. Keep the good times in mind, and that helps us fight back against the darkness.
You're a good Viking, Caleb.
I do my best.
Very good Viking. Okay, yeah, you're a good Viking, Caleb. I gotta stop recording.